is up? Alright guys, I'm just gonna test the stream to make sure we're up and running. Go ahead and skip forward 30 seconds or so. Ignore this part. And we're live. Alright, we're back. So, a couple things. Some house cleaning first. The WINF channel has now been rebranded to Randroid. As the description now says, you can still get the videos that you're used to, the old ones, the WINF Studio Games, the Amazon video that for their game engine, which was a little popular, and the Xamarin tutorials I did earlier this year. And way back before that, all of the cloud, here we go, Rusted Robot 2D game tutorial videos for Unity. But going forward, I'll still do some how-tos like the Rusted Robot ones, but using some of the newer skills I have around TDD and clean coding. But for the near future, I'll be doing live streams like you saw before. That's in the Cloud Robots playlist for this new project I'm working on. Another thing is, I noticed part 3 at least, and possibly other ones, the video kind of just freezes and you lose audio and visuals after like 20 minutes. I don't know if it eventually corrected itself or not, so I don't know how useful these previous streams will be. But I'm learning, and I'm now wired. I have a wired connection running a long cable from my router. So hopefully that helps. It looks like our stream health is, well, no, look at your stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use a stream bitrate of 23,500. Well, if anyone wants to see how the inner workings of streaming happen, then check this out. Ignore the exception here, inception. Let's see, can we change streaming settings? I think I tried it in the last stream and had issues. Let's see, it says KBS is good, but it doesn't like the bit rate. So I wonder if I go to where the stream settings, output, right here. So it recommends 23500, which is weird because it says it's getting 2700, but that's fine. Looks like I might be able to change it on the fly. Using software, audio bitrate, enable enhanced audio, sorry, cannot talk yet. Enforce streaming service bitrate limits, enable advanced encoder settings. Very fast. Okay, I will do that. Enable replay buffer. This is not a bad idea. I really should be recording these. Interesting. So what I have to do is start recording at the same time. Let's see if that does it. Go to stream, output. Alright. Enable replay buffer. No, I still can't do it. Wonder because I already started the stream. Anyways, that's something to look into in the future if this stream comes out terrible as well. So, but hopefully it's workable. Alright, so that's some of the house cleaning. Okay, we're down to good now. That's some of the house cleaning. What else? Okay, so I downloaded a new IDE. So in the last video, I tried using Visual Studio 2019 on the Mac and had trouble with their out-of-the-box tutorial that includes Xamarin Forms tab layout. So let me show you that real quick. Yeah, there it is. So recap of the last stream, we could not get it running appropriately, accurately, whatever you want to call it, on the Android emulator. It was just an empty blank screen, and then there were some errors in the logs. And then iOS, it ran great, had the tabs, was able to add new items to a list. The problem was running the UI tests on iOS did not work. Some error dating back to last fall, I think. So I chalked this up to Visual Studio 2019 on the Mac, or just running on a Mac in general. The other alternative is to use the latest Visual Studio IDE on my PC, which I could hook up, and then network into my Mac to run whatever it needs to run on iOS, the simulator or whatever it needs, I forget. But before we do that, I'm going to try a couple other things. One of them being the Rider IDE from Jetbrains. So it's a .NET IDE, just like Visual Studio, but made by the guys that have awesome refactoring built-in tools in their IDEs, like Intellij or WebStorm. So I can't recall if I've actually purchased Rider, but there is a trial you guys can check out. I just downloaded it again on this new Mac I have, and we're gonna boot it up and just see what we get out of the box here. Like, does it have the ability to create new tutorials? Does it load that other tutorial that we created in Visual Studio? Let's check it out. So that's where we're at. I don't want to import any settings, so I'll pull this up on this screen. I like the dark UI, so we'll go with dark UI. Let me know in the comments if dark UI works for you guys on the streams. If not, I can switch to lights. Next, editor. Okay, so Rider dark, Visual Studio dark, Darkula. I'm used to Darkula, to be honest. Okay, we'll go with Rider. We'll go with the default. They know what they're doing, right? And I want to go with IntelliJ default key maps. Let's see what they got. Double shift, just go to everything. I love that. The fact they don't have that on these other ones, that alone is enough to go with this one. I don't like the rename. Shift F6 is dumb. What was it here? F2. I don't like using F keys, to be honest. Go to next error. I don't really use that. Build solution. I probably should use that, but I don't. Again, these are F keys. I probably could remap these. The only one I really like here is the shift and Control T, although I know they've changed that in the later updates, but Control T brings up the refactoring menu, at least it used to. Environment, okay, set up the environment configuration on the machine, install and upgrade components and essentials. Okay, so I should have, yeah, .NET Core from the previous streams. I set that up. Check those out if you want to know how, or just go to the website, download Visual Studio Code, and it'll walk you through it. Mono, which we talked about a bit in the previous streams, it's like an open source version of .NET. It's used to run on Linux and Android in that case. Xamarin Android I have, Xamarin iOS and Mac I have, so it looks like I'm good. Unity support is already enabled, which is cool. We might do some Unity videos on this channel at some point. I definitely plan to. Version controls, you know, we can customize that later. Let's go to plugins. We don't probably need any of these. Don't like Vims. Sorry guys. Rider and Xamarin Android support. Supports development of Xamarin Android Unity app. You should definitely need that. AWS Toolkit. We'll probably use Azure for this project. Python Community Edition. I don't think I'll be using Rider for Python. I have WebStorm and PyCharm. Is that it? Keep allocations viewer. Don't think I need that. Maybe at some point I will. Okay, let's see what we get. I don't know if we're gonna get, since we had to install something for Xamarin IO or Android. I wonder if that means we don't get Android. Sorry, wonder if that means we don't get Xamarin iOS capabilities in Rider. That would be weird, right? These are tutorials. First things first, let's try opening the solution we created the other day. Just to see if it's cross-compatible. It should be, right? If it's not, that's kind of a problem. Right here. So here's the solution for the project we created in the other stream called Daily Goals. Like I said, I used an out-of-the-box starting application or solution to create this. It's the one for Xamarin, which comes with iOS, Android. I also included the UI tests, and the common code is under Daily Goals. This is a Xamarin Forms project, and it's supposed to use a tab layout and have some example code that allows you to add items to a list. So it's scanning files to index. Oh my god, guys, I've been on the wrong screen this whole time. Might have to redo this video. Sorry, guys. Here's Rider. This is what I opened up. I can show you that actually. So basically all you missed is the setup of Rider. You don't really, it's pretty standard, pretty obvious. And then I opened a solution or project, and that's where I found the project we created the other day, the .son. So that's basically all you missed. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I was saying it has an Android, iOS project and UI test project, as well as the Daily Goals common code project. I don't know what you call this exactly, but I bet you the Android depends on it. Projects, Daily Goals, right? So these are sub-projects of Daily Goals. And this one, I wonder if it depends on Daily Goals. Yeah, so it depends on Android and iOS, not on Daily Goals specifically. Okay, so it got one error in one file. Let's check that out. I already like this way better than Visual Studio for Mac. So it doesn't like, I wonder if this is a problem we were actually getting, because this is not commented out properly. I think what happened is Intellij reformatted this when it opened it, because I bet it was on one line like that. Okay, so no errors. So moment of truth, let's go ahead and run one of these projects. Let's start with Android. Run Daily Goals Android. And let's just see what happens. If this works, then we're off and running, and I'm just going to use Rider and not do my plan B for today, which was to do some tutorials and see if those work in Visual Studio for Mac. I keep wanting to say Visual Studio Code for some reason. I do like it, but it's not a full-fledged IDE. It's getting there. You can build apps and stuff, but for C#, definitely. If you've never used the Jetbrains IDE, now is the time to try it. You'll see some of the advantages in some of my videos here. But I don't know, maybe it's just that I'm used to the flow, but I honestly don't think so. Like, this is much more manageable. You guys saw when I was using Visual Studio Code for Mac, and I couldn't even change tabs. Like, every time I would switch back to the emulator, it would go to another tab. So dumb. I don't know why it does that. Also, I find the dark UI just way more easy to look at. Okay, while that emulator opens up, what else can I tell you guys? So yesterday I spent on my personal channel, which you could see. There's now links on the channel, so go to the new Randroid, formerly With channel, and there's some links here to the Randroid website, which I talked about. You can get some help on your project if you want. I have an hourly rate on there. My old With blog is there, and my personal YouTube channel. That's where I streamed yesterday. I also streamed a bit live gaming on there with the new Xbox Series X that I got on my Twitch channel. So you can check out Twitch, or if you go to the personal YouTube channel, you'll see the complete unboxing. It took just over 30 minutes to go through it and set everything up. Ooh, sorry, that's loud. And that is in 4K. So check that video out if you're into console gaming. I'll be doing a similar one tomorrow, probably on the PS5. So that's what I did yesterday. Alright, it's still installing the project. You can see clearly down here exactly what it's doing in one spot. Alright, so I did see an error. Deployment error. Let's see why it failed. Permission denied. So we started getting that later in the Visual Studio project as well. Something we changed, or after we updated forms, something weird happened there. So maybe I broke something. We can recreate it. So that's the same thing that Visual Studio is giving us. Makes sense. I wouldn't really expect to see a difference. Expect to see the same problems here. Where I think the advantage will be is creating a brand new project in Rider and seeing if that works out for us. So it looks like the iOS one just failed immediately. What was that? Run iOS. Okay, it didn't actually run for some reason. Check the replay. Maybe I clicked the wrong button. So build succeeded, and I see the simulator popped up on my other screen. So here it is. Loading that up. What's going on with you guys? What projects are you working on these days? Comment down below, let me know. Let's talk, let's chat, let's get a community going. I'll be streaming pretty often for a while, at least in between projects, so I have some time. Like I mentioned on the other stream, I am working on a side project, a goals app, and I want to stream the process from the beginning. So that's where these streams are coming from. But I think they're going to branch out a bit more and just be general, daily, in the life of a dev type streams. You saw, if the stream didn't cut out at that part, you saw me trying to set up the app stores, new accounts, and having to create a DUNS number for the company, and just nitty gritty details like that if you're a dev, you've probably dealt with. If you're not, you can live through me. Alright, so iOS is working just like it was on the previous stream with Visual Studio Code. So that's fine, that's good. What about the UI tests? I think right now they're meant to only run on iOS since Android is not compiling or not deploying, as I said. Let's see what iOS does today when we try. Ooh, failed right away. And does it tell us why? Failed system execution or exception APK file or installed app has not been configured. So it's trying to run on iOS. Maybe that's because the last thing I ran was Android. I don't know, but I thought this would have commented. Oh, it's because I switched it. Now that makes sense. Forgot I had done that. So if we instead comment this out and let's see if the shortcuts work. So that's I think I'm using my Windows keyboard, but let me just double check on the Mac. Nope. Yeah, so that's command slash or Windows key slash on my Windows keyboard. But you can also do, I believe, shift command. Yeah, shift. That was weird. Why did it open that? Shift command. Yeah, it's shift command, but it for some reason also opens a window afterwards. Weird. All right, or a drop down. That's fine, but that will do the slash asterisk comments instead. Block comment. Okay, so now let's run again. And is there just, you know what? They hide this by default on other IDs as well, but I really like the where's it, toolbar. Yeah, so the toolbar here, we'll rerun. Stop and rerun. Okay. So it actually launches the app because these are UI tests. Maybe not the best test, but it's supposed to create a new item and see that it actually shows up in the list. which is funny because it doesn't check that the item shows up in the list, like in the UI list. It checks that it's added in the data, I believe. Or maybe I'm wrong. We looked at the test the other day. I can't remember what it did actually. So it built, but did it run the test? I don't see the results. Let's rerun this. Oh, okay. See, the Android and iOS are split out. I could not see that on the Visual Studio IDE very well. But if I just want to run iOS, what's the problem that iOS is getting? System exception. Must have either installed app or app bundles. So that's the same error we saw in Visual Studio Code, I believe. And yes, this test is ignored. And that's the one that's like a year old, I believe. So it's, yeah, just broken out of the box. So thank you, Xamarin. Okay, so we didn't get anywhere with Rider, at least with the existing project, but let me try creating a new project. I want to see if Rider's capable of creating a Xamarin example project. So new solution, and there are templates here, .NET Core. I want Xamarin application. Okay, we want a Xamarin application, names, goals, and I think, let's see, what did I name the other one? Goals or goals app? We'll find out right here. Named it daily goals. Okay, so we'll just name one goals. And we'll come up with a better name for our app at some point. This is just to get us off the ground, test things out. So I'll put solution project in the same directory. I don't know about that, honestly. I don't know if that matters, or let's not do that. And then let's create Git. And platforms are across platform, Android, iOS, Mac OS, tvOS, and watch OS. You could do a specific version. I want to do cross-platform. I want all of those. And it is Xamarin Forms, but we can do Xamarin Native. And like I said, if we have problems with Xamarin Forms to the extent where we can't get past this, I'll go with Xamarin Native. You know, it'd be easy to do the Android app in Xamarin Native. The iOS app might give me a little trouble because I don't know the API as well. But Forms is supposed to get us up and running really fast. You know, it does have a custom UI. It's not the native UI, but it is native elements, I believe. There's still native idioms in it, I should say. All right, .NET shared or .NET standard or shared library. I don't know. We'll go with .NET standard. And I want to target 10 if I can. Sure. iOS 13. Sure. I guess those are the latest I can target. Create. I don't even think I got those options when I was creating a base project, example project in Visual Studio Code. So Rider might already solve the problem that we had. You know what's going to be the real test is if the forms library that these projects depend on is updated out of the box, or if it's the outdated one that Visual Studio tries to give you. Alright, starting features. I don't know what that means. Show all. It's hanging a bit. Could be because I'm streaming. This is decent Mac. I'm surprised that it's having trouble that it has been having on these streams. Oh wait, there it goes. Updating indices. Updating solution, caching. Yeah, it's first time load stuff. What is this notification here? It's downloading dependencies. Looks like there's a Android native binary AAR for media router. Don't know why we would be using that in this out of the box app though. Keep saying out of the box app. Example app, I don't know. What do you guys want to call it? Comment down below. Just kidding. Alright, so let's try Android, man. Hopefully this one works, right? If creating a brand new project in Rider works, Rider wins. It is the GOAT, greatest of all time. What do you guys think's better? Android emulator or iOS emulator? Huh? Any opinions? I could go home on a simulator. Okay, drag. Installing selected project. How's the audio quality? I haven't been muting while I type, so hopefully it hasn't been too bad since, excuse me, I haven't typed much yet, but let me know. I can also get closer to the mic, and I think it sounds much better, but it's an interesting setup. I'll probably, you know what I'll get? I'll get one of those microphone bars that you can pull out and just like hold in your face. Let me know if that would be something you'd appreciate. So it failed deployment again. So there's just something out in this example app, or I guess it's permission denied. So I guess it could be with the something wrong with the emulator I have. We could create a brand new emulator, but I don't think that's it. Let's check the dependencies to see if they're outdated forms. I don't know what the latest forms version was. Let's see, manage NuGet packages. Let's see if that will tell us if there's an update. Yeah, it does. Well, it pre-release. We could try a pre-release. You know, I don't know if that would help our situation at all. Probably make it worse. But that's how you would upgrade in Writer. Again, UI is pretty common sense, at least for me. This is what I would expect. The question is, did it automatically update the iOS one as well? Let's check. It said something about multi-install down here, so I wonder if it did. It's smart enough to update all of them, which is one thing I was kind of complaining about in Visual Studio. On one hand, it's nice because maybe you only want to update the Android dependencies, but on the other hand, it's dumb when you do want to update all. In this case, I only wanted to update Android because I wanted to try iOS before updating, but it actually updated both, so it goes to show you it's personal preference, and I'm sure there's a way I could have prevented it from updating this one. But it's fine. Let's see if the iOS app works with the latest Forms preview. Welcome to Xamarin Forms. Well, that's interesting. No tabs. You know what? I realized they didn't ask us if we wanted that tabs layout. So this example project is just a hello world empty form. Great. Empty layout. So the iOS one works and the Android didn't. What if now that I've updated Forms, it just works? That'd be nice. And we can add the tabs ourselves, I think. Okay, so it's giving a different error. It's saying make sure to install the following NuGet packages. Media router. You can also copy and paste the following snippet code to your CS project file. Is that right? Can I paste it? So this has a click convert text. No, I don't want to do that. This doesn't really have a way to copy, so I'll try copying. But okay, so it did copy, but it copied all this garbage too. And the question is this where it wanted me to put it? I mean, it took me here, but is that what it wanted? This is not the file it mentions, .cs project file. At least I don't think it is. So let me just undo this. Okay, let's find this .cs project file. And is it talking about the Android one? I'm guessing. Should be this thing, right? is this? Now this doesn't open anything. Where's the CS project file? Properties, assets, resources. So one of the cool things about Jetbrains, they do allow you to look at it from different views. This one will just show me everything that's in the project. So I think that's probably what we want. Goals.android, and then the CS project is here. So yeah, this is different than what it tried to open. So does it say where to put it? Package reference. Are there any other package references? Package reference right here. So it probably already has Media Router. Yeah, it does, but it's using the support library. So I'll get rid of the support library one. So now everything uses Android X. If you guys aren't familiar, but that's one thing that stood out to me before on the previous stream is like it was using V7 for the tab layout, and I didn't know how to change it. Well, now I know how. So these I would want to change as well. The cool thing about when you're doing a native Android project with Visual Studio Code is it would actually tell you that this is outdated and offer you a way to change it. But I don't see that here. So I would have to, and this is one of the downsides to using common code, tools like Xamarin. I would have to know what the native library is. I would have to even know that there is a new one, like Android X instead of support version V7. And if you're not a native Android dev, you're going to have trouble knowing that. And so that's why when I go to do iOS stuff, and I'm not a native iOS dev these days, I'm not going to know these kind of ins and outs. But hopefully the tool will help you out where it's necessary. Again, I think these should be updated as well, but if it's not crying about it, then hopefully just fixing the Media Router one is good enough. And I don't know if I need to clean, or yeah, I do, because it's still not, it doesn't have that actual dependency. So let's try to rebuild. Stop and build. Yeah, same error. Rebuild it to do it, then let's try clean. So that downloading of dependencies that we saw earlier, that's what we're trying to have happen again. We wanted to get the new dependency, the Media Router Android X version. Again, why is it using Media Router in this app? I have no idea. I think that's used for like Chromecasting. Don't quote me though. Okay, so that didn't work. The other thing you could do in Jetbrains is you can clear cache. Maybe not. Oh yeah, invalidate caches and restart. That's my nuke it all and try again response. So I actually am gonna have to run, but that's good. That I guess this video is just about Jetbrains and trying to create an example project and having similar issues. I'll just try to run this. If it doesn't run, we'll try something else later. Let's see. Connecting to Sharper. There should also be a way, let me go back to solution view. Should be a way to delete the dependency cache manually, but I feel like this should do it. Yeah, restore all packages. So try to restore everything. Maybe that's going to restore a cache that we don't actually want, the one that includes the old Media Router dependency. So let's see, let's run it. If it gets the same error, then we'll find a way to delete the packages here. Okay, so it has the new one, so it must have worked. Great. How do you do that in Visual Studio Code Mac? I have no idea. Okay, let's run. Process could not find. Might have just been the previous error. Alright, fingers crossed that this works. Either way, I do have to run. So guys, let me know what you expect to see in these videos. What kind of things are you looking forward to? Any ways I can improve them, do let me know in the comments. And yeah, like I said, let's get a community going. I want to hear what you guys are working on. I want to be able to make videos that help you guys out in whatever projects you're on now. So please do comment. Installing selected projects, we're almost done. Ah, failed. Same issue or different issue? That's the permission issue again. Okay, so not a library issue, but a permission issue. Probably the library issue happened because I updated forms, and forms requires that new library. I bet that's what caused that. And the only thing we didn't try is there's new UI tests in this one. Great. Okay, so there's a problem with Xamarin Forms on Android, at least on my setup. We'll deal with that in the next stream most likely. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, and hope to see some comments down below.